While you're at JMU, you'll need to make a lot of decisions. Those decisions, and any potential consequences for them, are up to you. At some point in your time at JMU, you'll have to make a decision related to alcohol or drugs. You might be deciding whether you'll use alcohol or drugs during your time at JMU. Or you might be someone who has chosen to use substances already and expect that they'll remain a part of your college experience.
You may be someone who has never used alcohol or drugs and are worried about fitting in. If this is the case for you, you should know that there are plenty of students that choose not to make alcohol or drugs a part of their time at college. JMU has policies about the use, possession, consumption, and distribution of alcohol and drugs that we want to spend a few minutes reviewing so that all of you understand our expectations and the strategies JMU uses to address substance use.
Before we go any further, the alcohol and drug policies are just two of the many expectations outlined in the standards of conduct that JMU has for its community members. All student policies and procedures are available at jmu.edu/handbook. Every student is responsible for adhering to JMU policies, as well as local, state, and federal law. Every year, JMU updates its policies and procedures in the Student Handbook and publishes them just before first-year students move in. Be sure to always look online for the most accurate information.
Now, let's dive into 5 key points of the alcohol and drug policies. There's more to each of them in the Student Handbook online, but there are a few things we want to make clear. First, students must be 21 to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol. We all know this, it's the law.
Second, students under 21 may not use, possess, or consume cannabis. Regardless of age, no student shall use, possess, or consume cannabis when on JMU property, or as a part of JMU's programs or activities.
Except as permitted by federal law and Virginia law, no student shall use, consume, or possess any other drugs, nor possess drug paraphernalia. This includes drugs that are illegal, as well as legal drugs or substances if they are not used as they were intended or prescribed. It is important to understand what JMU means by the word possession.
When it comes to alcohol and drugs, JMU defines possession as in an area under the responsibility of the student. Possession can mean many things: holding it, having it in your backpack, in/on your desk, in a fridge, or even just in your room, to name a few. If it's an area you're responsible for, and no one else claims responsibility for it, you are considered in possession.
Third, regardless of their age, students may not provide alcohol to those under 21, provide alcohol to those who are intoxicated, nor distribute drugs or drug paraphernalia, except as permitted by federal and Virginia law. Distribution of alcohol, drugs, or drug paraphernalia facilitates someone else's ability to violate policy, violate the law, or harm themselves. For that reason, JMU typically considers distribution of substances or paraphernalia a more serious policy violation.
Fourth, students may not have an open container of alcohol in public areas. Open containers might be cans, bottles, or cups. Open containers of alcohol are not permitted on campus or off campus in public spaces. Students also may not be under the influence of alcohol or drugs in public areas, either on campus or off campus. These behaviors, being drunk in public and having an open container, can result not only in a violation of JMU policy, but also a criminal charge.
Fifth, students may not drive under the influence of drugs or alcohol, nor consume alcohol or drugs to the point of a hospital visit because of the amount of harm that these behaviors can cause. Because alcohol and drugs can and do affect our community, JMU has 4 strategies related to alcohol and drugs.
The first strategy is off-campus adjudication. Although JMU's accountability processes are separate from the court process, criminal alcohol violations, drug violations, and felonies that happen in Harrisonburg or Rockingham County will also be addressed by OSART. When you're here, you're part of both the Harrisonburg and the JMU communities. Further, serious behavior that is against the university mission, regardless of where it occurred, can be addressed by JMU. The second strategy is parent-guardian notification. If a student is under the age of 21 at the conclusion of a JMU accountability process and is found responsible for an alcohol or drug violation, JMU will notify their parents or guardians. Parents and guardians often know you better than JMU does, so we want to make sure that they are kept in the loop to support you too.
The third strategy is 3 strikes. If you are found responsible for violating alcohol or drug policy through OSARP, you will receive a strike. Strikes only apply to drug and alcohol violations. The strike policy basically states that you could be suspended from JMU on your 3rd strike. However, there are some alcohol and drug behaviors that JMU is more concerned about because they represent greater risk to you as a student or to the community. These are called major violations, and you could be suspended or expelled for only 1 or 2 of these violations. Major violations include DUIs or DWIs, visiting the hospital due to consuming alcohol or drugs, violating policies for multiple prohibited substances in 1 incident, supplying alcohol or drugs, or committing a felony drug offense.
Minor alcohol and drug violations include underage alcohol consumption or possession, misdemeanor drug possession, or open container violations, even if you are arrested. These minor violations are what may lead to suspension on a 3rd strike. Of course, there are other policies that might lead to a student being suspended from JMU. The 3-strike strategy is just how the university determines when to suspend due to alcohol or drugs.
The 4th strategy is the Enlightened citizen amnesty process. There might be situations where you or one of your friends have consumed alcohol or used other substances to the level that medical attention is necessary. JMU doesn't want there to be any barriers to getting someone the medical attention they need. Helping members of our community when they need it represents our values. You should not be concerned with anything but getting help for the person who needs medical attention. You will always be representing JMU's values by helping.
The Enlightened Citizen Amnesty process grants amnesty of varying degrees for alcohol and drug instances when someone proactively reaches out for help from residence life staff, the police, or emergency medical services. There's no need right now to go deeper into the policy. The full details are listed in the Student Handbook. Just know that if you or someone you know needs medical attention due to alcohol or drug use, get help. Alcohol and drugs are something that every university community must wrestle with, and every college student must make decisions about. You will too.
We hope that you make decisions that you are comfortable with and that are in line with the university's values, and that help you be successful in your time here at JMU. If you don't remember anything else from this video, remember this. 1. JMU has policies and educational outcomes related to alcohol and drugs.
2. JMU uses 4 strategies for responding to alcohol and drug violations: off-campus adjudication, parent-guardian notification, 3 strikes, and Enlightened citizen amnesty process.
3. The full policies and information about the 4 alcohol and drug strategies can be found in the Student Handbook online at www.jmu.edu/handbook.